obviously I can't get everyone to do this. It's hard. But when obviously I know a lot of people, whenever someone won a game, I would interview them. I would interview them on stream, and I try to make it funny. Right after they won a game, say like Ninja Battles, Edgy won a game. I interviewed him, asked him about how his nuts were doing because he got surgery on them. I mean, it's just something funny. You know what I'm saying? It is, Balla. See, you're giggling. You know what I'm saying? People be giggling in the chat. Keeps them involved. It keeps them entertained. They're like, what did he say about his balls? And then they understand. Then I ask the question, what was your mindset going in? And then he explains it.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of the FNTASIA podcast. I'm Ballatw, joined of course by Shio Wager, and guys, we're 3 days away from FNCS. Last episode we had, my mic was popping, but sorry guys, sorry listeners on Spotify and stuff like that. You guys are not going to get a break because our guest today is none other than Ronaldo.
Stop. What's up, guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up, man?
I'm sure I'm a little loud, so I'll keep it down a little bit. You know, I'm here today to represent everyone in the community. I'm at the top of the food chain right now. You know what I'm saying?
That you are. You won Chipotle Cup earlier in the week, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I just have to imagine that it's going to continue. Although, do you have a trio right now? Like, what's going on? I'm really confused as to where you're at.
So we just want to start right now, like start fresh.
Yeah. Like, what's going on?
As of right now, I don't have a trio. I was planning on playing with Paper and Ninja. Didn't work, unfortunately. But no, I don't have a trio, mostly because I also stream a lot, and I feel like when you have a personality and I'm more of a guy for my future, and I know content's gonna take you longer, in my opinion. So I work a lot on my stream, and I feel like a lot of people in the community see that as just being full-time content creator. So that's why I actually offered, when I played with people, to stop streaming the whole FNCS, the whole October, and just to focus on competitive. But, people don't believe that type of thing, so it's whatever. Let me turn my fan on real quick.
I think we've heard a couple of different trios have that same kind of opinion and skepticism. But in any case, guys, I want to thank you all for the support over the first episode. We launched it on pretty much all the podcasting platforms. Shio, it's been a really, really good time so far.
Yeah, so far, we just got on Spotify, and yeah, I know it was 2 days late. If I'm involved, things will always be late, so enjoy that experience. But other than that, it's been pretty cool. You can catch it in where can you actually follow this podcast?
Yeah, I want everybody to go to FNTASIA Podcast on Twitter. That's where you're going to be able to get the updates. But we do have it now up on Spotify. We have it up on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. And I also want to hear from you guys where else you want to listen to it. Obviously, it's also on YouTube in video form. But in any case, okay. In any case, Ronaldo's fan making too much noise. All good. Let's start talking about kind of things that happened this week. Again, we're 3 days away from FNCS. Well, I guess like 2 days, right? Because there's the Friday now. This weekend was crazy, man. We got so many snakes in the jungle in NA East. We have like 5 different trios that all of a sudden have popped out of nowhere because 2 teams decided to break up, basically.
Yeah, like we were just talking about following, but yeah, we can switch over to slithering 100%. Like, dude, so many things broken down. I know Aussie had a video and 6 different tweets, but honestly, after reading them, I'm probably more confused. Like, break it down, Ron. Like,
oh, it's a crazy era. I don't even think he's correct. I feel like my explanation, I don't know if you want to pull it up, what I tweeted. It's like so perfect what I made. I went on a whiteboard. I described it. It is so accurate to the point where accuracy isn't the word I would use. I would use perfection.
Okay.
So a long time ago, I don't know if you remember old trios, Zate actually explained, it was a long time ago. It was like 15, I think it was 15 minutes or 15 hours. It was 15 something. That's all I remember. Before FNCS, and it was a huge snake season. It was a humongous thing. It was like everyone started switching last second. It was basically what's happening again, but it's like it's new names.
I think you're talking about squads. Back at the beginning, they were all fighting over the center, right?
I thought it was trios.
No, I think it was
trios. It
happens
every season, I guess.
Yeah, it does happen every season.
Yeah.
So, is this bad for all these guys that are doing this? Like, not only causing confusion, which maybe some teams are happy about, but for the guys who are changing, like, I think the common convention is stay together with a trio and you'll do better, right?
So what I see, and I think a lot of people can agree on this, is if a trio, it's like why fix something that's not broken? You know what I'm saying? If a trio is doing good, why fix it? You know what I'm saying? Like you have trios like Furious, Illest, and River, the people who are like 200 points above everyone in FNCS warm up. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know the answer, man. There's a definite answer.
Yeah, there's
like, what
always
if
an
one dude's
answer.
just a prick? You know what I mean?
Whoa,
Like, what if you're winning?
No,
I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I don't even think it's that. I think they just want to try. It's like it's respectable, you know. Everyone's doing their own thing, but then like you have other trios, like I don't even know, to be honest. It's a mess. You know what I'm saying?
Let me break it down. This diagram does a great job at explaining what the heck is going on. So basically, I can
try to describe this if you want.
Go for it, because I honestly don't know what I'm looking at. I know what the outcome is, but I don't know what I'm looking at.
Can you make it full screen? It's not showing like all the way to the left, and there's some important data all the way to the left. So on the left, I listed all the trios and me, obviously the GOAT. As you can see, I'm watching over everybody.
True.
So you have Dubs, Mega, Bizzle, Furious, Illest, River, Emily's boyfriend. I like to call him that because, you know, state what you have to do. Zayt, Saf, and Stretch, the winners. I put them next to the word win because obviously they're winning a lot and they have the best POI, mythic POI. I don't know why that's in the game. Clicks, Zypha, Nosh, Acorn, Jock, Slack, Scoped, High Sky, Twexy, Blake, Cease, Keys, etc. So, where should I begin here? I wrote Cease, right? Cease.
Okay.
So this is, all right, put your thinking caps on. This is gonna be a little bit of a twist.
I'm going on a journey, man. We're going on a journey with you.
Okay. So, Cease is holding Blake hostage, metaphorically, because they live in the same house. Okay? So, they can't leave each other because that would be too awkward. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's where that starts. Okay? Then you have Scoped, High Sky, Twexy. On the top, you see Scoped and High Sky. What are the pros of High Sky? One, it's High Sky season. Two, the cons, there really isn't any cons when you play with High Sky. That's two. So that's that. But then you have like Furious, Illest, and River switching, and Dubs, Mega, and Bizzle switching, and now Bizzle, Illest, and Clicks are together, which leaves Zypha and Nosh by themselves, Dubs and Mega by themselves. It's so much, Bala. You know, let me get your take on this. There's just so much to talk about in this. I wrote out some equations.
Bro, I thought it was proved. Yeah, to me this looks like proven, done for, like QED solved.
It's like Pythagorean theorem, if you will. You know, there's a lot going on, and I don't know what it is.
Okay, well, at the end of the day, you know, there might be all these variables in between, but what we do know is Riverson is playing with Dubs and Mega, who was formerly playing with Bizzle, right? Bizzle's now playing with Clicks and Illest.
Yeah,
they did pretty decent in Ninja Battles. Zypha is now playing with, Zypha was playing with Nosh, but they also were playing with Clicks. Now he's playing with Cloud, so that's a completely different factor coming in. Furious is now playing with Chap and Coop. Furious was before playing with Illest and Riverson.
Okay.
Bro, do we like?
I think I have to remake this. I think
remake it, but do people actually care about this shit, man? Is that like?
Go ahead. Like, what are you thinking?
My truth, bro.
I do.
Dude, week 2 will happen, and no one will remember the stuff, it won't matter. And then the grand finals will happen, and we're big vibing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Yes.
What's been remembered, right? Like the only thing I remember from team modes, team versus teams, was drop beef. Like who's playing with who? It's like who gives a fuck?
Right. You know,
I care a lot about it, right? Because to me, this is how you follow what the heck is going on, right?
This is how you follow?
Yeah, you have to know who's playing on what team.
My man's doing long division on the breakdown.
It's not that long.
Tell me I'm able to follow this.
It's 9 divided by 3. I had troubles, but it's good. It's good for my ADHD. I like seeing it. I'm more visual. You know what I'm saying?
Respect. I'll back off.
You have to know what players are playing on which team. And if you are to become fans of trios, specific trios, and they get broken up, you're gonna follow to whichever trio your favorite player from that will go, right? So this is important.
It's also funny
on the grand scheme of things, and it's funny. It's drama that is very important to actually have to make people viewers, right?
Right.
That's how you gain interest in things. So in my mind,
Like, can you imagine
if it was a little simpler, it would have been nicer, but I don't think it'll ever be simple in comp Fortnite anyways.
Can you just imagine like Zate and Bizzle and both of them streaming, contesting each other for the 2 weeks that they did? Like, I would just watch it. I wouldn't even play the scrims. I would just watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too entertaining. It's
true.
it's good though. You know, it keeps everyone involved. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah.
I want to know who actually, like, I guess if you guys are still confused and you don't know what the heck is going on, this question has no merit, but I want to know who won out of this snakening.
So let me just make sure I'm reassured, just so I don't get kicked from my friend group. I'm gonna say everyone's a winner. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
that's such a softball answer.
I think
who's the winner?
Between Zay and Bizzle.
No,
in general.
Okay,
in
sure.
general.
Yeah, let's start with that. Let's start with that.
Yeah,
Zay and
sure.
Bizzle first.
So, okay, how do I make sure I don't get kicked from Elite and stay in my friend group? Okay, Bizzle's always gonna be the better golfer and the better. That's all I got. I think everyone wins. I don't want to get kicked from anything. I think everyone's a winner. Yeah, that's it.
Really, man? Okay, fine. Everybody's a winner. Shia, let's get a real take here.
Me? Okay. I can make it safe by giving it in categories. I think for drops, Zate won. I think Bizzle actually, got an upgrade, bro, in players for himself.
Maybe it was meant to be.
Switch. Like Illis clicks Bizzle, I just feel like works better than Dub's Mega Bizzle right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like Mega, like there's a lot going on with him. I mean, he bought a Tesla and his mom has to drive him around with it. There's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like I could see why they, you know, he's gonna hate me for that because I know he's in the chat.
I think that Bizzle and Clicks, starting from season 3 when they first they coached in season 2, all that stuff, and then season 3 happened and they were really, really good together that entire time. So I agree that Bizzle, Clicks, and Illis, it might be an upgrade on whatever trios they were playing on. Yeah. Not necessarily it's not upgrading players. It's these guys work better together.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, exactly. I mean, Riversound, Dubs, and Mega, they also went off a drop because now they have Lazy Lake and nobody's really fighting them there. And I don't think people are going to fight them there at all until maybe later in the season when people are fed up with trying to fight Zayt, Stretch, and Saf.
I think.
And probably Booga, Avery, and Jamper too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of worked out in the end. Maybe it was meant to be, you know. I don't know. Zay and them are, I would say, what's the word? I guess passionate about their spot. They don't leave their spot. Because originally, I mean, I just from what I heard is Dubs and them always beat the most spawn. But I mean, hey, like, they were passionate. They
Okay, and this is not getting you kicked from Elite? I'm confused.
Well, no, because I'm on both sides. You let me finish. Why are you doing this to me? You're putting me in a position that I'm gonna get kicked now.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't know. I mean, it worked out for both. Zay has uncontested. Bizzle's now with Clicks and Illis. Really good trio, obviously. Well, you know.
I think Zay now can focus on the other guys that are playing there. It doesn't have to worry about other things.
Is Hart still going there?
Hart taking
Come on, Shia. Come on now. Come on, bro. Don't even mess around like that. Oh my God, don't even mess around like that. Come on.
My bad. But there will be teams. Right. There will be teams.
Yes. Okay. Somebody out of this picture. I know there's still some connections to the friend groups, but I want thoughts on how the heck did Chap just get the last 2 FNCS champions from the Invitational and now the solo season. Furious and Coop paired up with him.
So Chap is designated GOAT, if you will. There's only a couple designated GOATs in the community. I'm one of them, of course. Just how it is when you declare designated GOAT's the word, you become the creator. But Chap is a designated GOAT. I think he'll always have teammates. Isn't he he's like one of the most consistent people in Grand Final. I don't know if that's true. He got
true
in original trios. He got 2nd, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In squads, he got 10th. In duos, I don't remember what they got.
5th or 6th.
5th or 4th. I don't know. Something like that.
It was high. It was up there. Yeah, it was really good.
Solos, I respect it. You know, it doesn't even count in my opinion. But yeah,
I'm glad to hear you say that.
I think
yes.
he'll always do good in finals. And he picked up 2 controller players, which is good. He has 2 fraggers. Well, he's the brain of the equation. You know what I'm saying? He's got to make sure he's got to make sure he puts them on a leash, because I know that they love tagging people for no reason. And W King.
Do we think that they're gonna do well, Shayo? I'm hearing some rumors that Furious is gone now.
Dude,
but...
like, yeah, I was about to say, I'm looking at chat. There's some respectable people who are saying that Furious might not be a part of it. I feel like Chap and Coop will stay 100%. I don't know who their third's gonna be. I don't know where
Maybe
Furious is
back
gonna
to
go.
Skittles?
I don't know. I don't know why even they broke up in the first place. Like, what was that about? Because
Yeah.
that seems like 2 very similar style
Wait, they're playing
players.
Vivid now?
There's no way they're
Vivid?
playing with Vivid, bro.
What
happened with?
Okay, Furious is trying out with Zypha and Nosh. We're literally getting live updates from the players themselves
Okay,
from chat.
bet.
Vivid was playing with
This is
Ballatw and
crazy.
Roller, and he just said last week that it was going really well.
This
You
is
know
crazy,
when it was
man.
going well?
I might have to swoop some players in a minute.
Get on your
I
phone.
mean, you
man.
already make it work. You already made it work, right? Just yoink. But anyways, I'm honestly getting confused, so I'm gonna move on to the next topic.
Okay.
I don't know how long we'll spend on this, but to me, over the last couple of seasons, it feels like NA East has taken a drop in maturity.
Oh yeah.
And they're getting so much more drama recently than what I expected to always have more drama, which is EU, just coming from all the different esports scenes that I've been following.
I mean,
They have nothing this season. There's
No.
there's
Cap.
nothing.
Cap.
Okay, Cap, go ahead.
Okay, 2 things are happening. First of all, seesaw effect, right? Just like time zones, EU comes first, all right? They had their drama in the beginning when people were trying to figure out who's going on what trio, but they got that shit secured, right? Now people are kind of locked in. That mini drama's over. Second thing, mic quality kind of for their Twitters. I would say NA East is like Ronaldo, and then EU is like us. We're not as loud, but when NA East has their drama, it gets kind of passionate. It gets, as the word you use, Ron, it gets very passionate and sometimes overflows. You know what I'm saying?
all right. I think there's louder people than me. I think Mitro's louder than me.
On Twitter?
Oh, I thought you meant in general. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, like, in the scene, EU is just generally quieter when
I just
shit
like
goes
getting
down in their
involved.
region.
You know what I'm saying? Like, by the end of the
Yeah.
day, not everyone's gonna like me. It's something everyone deals with. So I might as well just give my take on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Impression farm is the word. You know what I'm saying? Get the impressions up. And I like fucking
we
with
definitely
people.
have had more of that.
I like fucking
We
with
have had
people, so.
much more of that in NA East, the impression farming. In any case, there is, some minor stuff going on. Janice, his former duo partner, landing over at Sweaty Sands in the Amar Cup. They ended up getting, contested. There's very minor things, but it doesn't feel like the level of like what the hell in NA East over and over and over. I mean, every last FNCS, even back to duos, it felt like every weekend I had a whole new thing to talk about in NA East. Not necessarily talk about, but just like facepalm from, right? The grotto stuff, the cheating accusations, like random crap, all like that. Yeah, maybe. Is that why?
And what are you saying? Like for the grotto and all that?
No, just like why NA East is
NA East
louder or more drama. Or
I just think a lot of people in NA East just don't know when to. If the word is shut the fuck up, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm allowed to say that, I don't know if you guys let me curse, but it happened.
Yeah, you're good.
You're
Absolutely fine.
And we have scrims. Zayda's correct. We have scrims. I think EU just started scrims, but they definitely. I don't know if they're definitely probably not as good as. I don't know how they do their scrims. I just saw.
No, they start scrims every 4 days and they die like in a day.
Right.
Like,
So with
maximum.
With scrims, you fight for your place. You fight for your spot from say 6 to 10:30, and then some days it'll be after that. They'll be from 12 to like 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of time to fight for the spot, talk about it, and obviously like with each other, like depend. Like,
and everybody's watching.
Exactly. Everyone's streaming. And by the end of the day, some spots are egos, and then sometimes it's just like, I don't know. You just fight for it. You keep fighting for it. And we have scrims, so it's like it helps. That's why there's a lot of beef too.
Any thoughts?
That's kind of true too, just like with the timing and everything. Because like if you look at other games, right? So you can blame it sometimes on a character. You can blame it on like multiple different people over like time. Like you're facing and scrimming different teams. But for Fortnite, if you're playing for a week straight, it might be a week straight against the same 2 teams, and your frustrations can't be on an item. They'll end up eventually being against the players. So that's actually inspirational, man. True.
Okay, well, let's talk about one of those actual tournaments where they did have the opportunity to fight for multiple hours. Amar Cup was over the weekend, $10,000 for this tournament, and the winners were Stompy, Scram, and Refs Guard. I know we probably didn't watch this too much because it was randomly on a Sunday morning for us, NA East people, but in any case, Stompy, Refs Guard, and Scram, Stompy was added kind of randomly to this trio, but they've been doing very, very well, and they have Steamy Stacks uncontested. I guess my first question is whether that Steamy Stacks has like been the hot rage for the last couple of FNCSs overall, right? Janice, Tayson, and then Kinzel even winning and then doing very well in trios last season. But now it's this guy's. Is this a recipe for success for them, Shio?
For me, I just see one word on the screen, which makes like all analysis kind of wonky, which is the fact that it's an invitational. It's not a play-in through a stage. There's no mental test over a 14-hour day. That's an issue. But like having Steamy, being Stompy, being Scram, and Refs Guard spells some form of success. I know it's a prediction for some people. I see third place, fucking Nos Thomas. These guys have won like cash cups back to back. I know it's getting a little bit statistical, but like I just feel like seeing them on an invitational and through open stages do well is just really good and better.
And then the other thing that happened in this tournament was Benji and Aqua still fighting off spawn at Doom's Domain.
Oh, yeah.
Ron, we're going to be watching that fight a lot during FNCS, I feel like. Do you have a favorite, or is anybody winning, or is this the same thing as Bizzle versus Zayt?
Well, Bizzle is not contesting them anymore, right?
I know, but back before.
Yeah, let's just. But are you saying like my favorite teams going into FNCS?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I'm specifically asking about this fight though at Doom's Domain. Benji, Mr. Savage, Lecce versus Noah Riley, Aqua, and Reason.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not just gonna lie. I don't really keep up with EU that much.
That's fair.
I'm hearing a lot of people in the chat said Aqua. I'm gonna have to go with my org mate, Benji Fishy's team. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Safe answer once again. Hopefully we can get to some to some questions here where you're not going to give us some safe answers, but
we'll
have to keep moving through. Last thoughts on this. I was going to move on, Shah.
Yeah, last thoughts. It's just interesting that like there's a divide for pros between regions. Like, because I was wondering if Ron kept up. I feel like in other games you study cross regional a bit more. I know there's a lot of drama and shit, and like you want to keep up your socials.
It's like asking me to keep up with West. Like, come on now, like I just can't.
Would you? Okay, there's no. I'm gonna say it. There's no like hiding the fact that NA East as a whole might be better than West as a region, right?
It's fun too, in my opinion.
Why don't you guys pay attention to like EU as much? I mean, or like why don't you specifically?
One is time zone during FNCS's time. EU is going on is also time people are warming up. People are talking to their friends, whatever. It's early in the morning. I don't keep up with.
What about the VODs?
I don't know. I can't go out of my way. I feel like to go watch an FNCS unless I want to learn from it realistically.
True.
But it's a lot with time zone. Really, it's not that I don't want to keep up with EU. It's just I don't keep up with a lot of the players as much. Also, because they're not, as you said before, they're not as like loud as us on like Twitter or whatever. They're not as loud as us in the community, and it's just I don't really know what to say.
I think that I think that the scenes are actually probably similar, Shia, to different esports.
Really?
The difference is that we don't have as many coaches in the behind the scenes. The coaches typically are the ones doing the research on, LCS, watching LEC, watching LPL, all these differences, and that's how they bring in the new strats, right? Because it is time consuming. You're trying to counter strat everybody that you're relevant against.
Right.
Yeah. So it makes sense to me that
when I can, though,
not able
I catch up
to
on
VOD
it,
review the other people.
Like when I 100%. Can, I watch. I love EU. I love watching it. To be honest with you, it's fun.
So, very good question. Let's move on to Ninja Battles. The one that just happened yesterday. It's over. So I want to get overall thoughts on Ninja Battles in a second. But what do we make of the top three here? It was Acorn, Jack, and Slacks, and then Clicks, Bizzle, and Illist. And I can't quite see the other people, but it was a tight race at the top. And to me, this is another statement from Acorn, Jack, and Slacks. Yeah, that tiebreak is slightly wrong. Clicks, Illist, and Bizzle were second. and I think Commandment, Scented, and Edgy were third in the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
In any case,
So Acorn and
what do we make of?
yeah.
Go ahead.
So Acorn and Jack, didn't they won another week, didn't they?
They won a Cash Cup.
Oh, okay. They won a Cash Cup. Very good trio. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that worked. I think they split for like a day too, like during that snake thing. It was like Slacks.
Jack was on vacation. He was on vacation, so they picked up like a few.
Yeah.
Or was it recently?
I don't know. I think it was legitimately when I explained the whiteboard thing. It was like Slacks was gonna go try with someone else, and then I don't know. I think everyone should stay with each other. There's only a couple days left, but yeah. I mean, it's what do you asking?
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question. I got a question as a take, right? What do these guys have to do to get GOAT status, like Acorn, Jack, and Slacks, like right now, to be the best? They'll never.
Designated
Why?
GOAT or just go like.
Just go. Designated is, you explained what that was, right? I'm not confused about how to get designated GOAT. That's a lot, but like GOATs of the season, or like just better than everyone else. Why don't they have that title right now?
I can't be the one to determine. It's a community thing. You know what I'm saying?
But for you, man, like
for me in my
why
head,
aren't they like gods? Like
I think they're very good. I think they're very good. They're all very consistent throughout every game mode too. I feel like, but I feel like if the more they win, the more everyone sees it. It's like normal. You know what I'm saying? If you win
but
something,
how much, man?
Win FNCS. You know what I'm saying? Be the GOAT. Be the GOAT of the season. Win FNCS.
Okay, so Coop's a GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to hear him say it. That's all I wanted to hear.
There you go. To me, Acorn, Jack, and Slacks, not necessarily Slacks, as he's recently added to the trio, but
you can still be the best. Like you can still be the best players of the season. Like there's a good amount of like the best players. Like of the season, it's pretty obvious to see a couple of them. I mean, it's like it's.
I think that's reasonable. There's 100 players in every match, right? And that's a lot, no matter what, in the finals anyway. So I think that people don't put enough respect on people who don't place first in this game, even though obviously if you're not first, you're last. But I think we should kind of try to do away with that mentality. To me, Acorn and Jack are like identical to Janice and Tayson, but they don't have the high placement finishes in solos. Like they were almost there throughout the Invitational and FNCS solos. Yeah, but they came together randomly out of FNCS solos or FNCS duos, did very well, consistently were winning in the final qualifier day, did well in heats, did well in grand finals even, but like in solos that it didn't match. And I think that's where still, even though we don't have a consistent mode, I think because of that, solos is still giving people the most credit always.
Oh, 100%. It's always gonna be here too. It's never gonna go away.
On that statement, my cap meter is going off a little bit because, like, just for Jack specifically, even Acorn recently, like past Invitational, past FNCS, like they have actually had good placements. I know it's not Janice Tayson level because those guys are an anomaly, right?
Right. They love like floppers.
But yeah, I guess because those guys are kind of goated status. So on that topic, yeah, okay, makes sense. Never mind, my meter's off.
It's okay. But I mean, yeah, there's always going to be, like you said, though, like, if you win something, you're going to get a certain amount of respect for it. I mean, it's just always how it's going to be. I mean, that's how a lot of people start things, too. Like, originally, like, obviously, like, when I won squads, people see you. So it's a lot more people, it's a lot more, like, audience towards your name.
Yeah, we'll get into it a bit, but, like, technically right now, you are the best. Like, one of 4 people who are the best at the mode that's coming up. And that's interesting. Because the last time we saw this stuff was literally in 2019.
I mean, you could say it's a year ago. You could say you're always going to have people who doubt you, always, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm used to it. I'm used to people saying that I'm bad at the game. I'm used to people saying this, that, carried. It doesn't matter to me as much as the fact that I want to prove myself again, and that's just what's going to happen. So, and did you just leak squads?
No, man.
Go ahead.
Team mode, team mode. Yeah, like trios, squads.
There goes your,
All right. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Well, what do we think about Ninja Battles in general? We had six weeks, even though it was over like 5 months or something like that. Did we like the experience? And then in the future too, like, what do we think about the 60 players in the lobby for the first 5 sessions?
So I have a couple of thoughts on this because I actually talked. Yeah, that's right. I know. I talked to Ninja. He explained a lot of things. But so to begin with, one crazy experience. I didn't get to play in all the weeks, obviously. I think it was probably one of the best tournaments, like, to be, I don't know what the word is, like, I guess, like, held tournaments by, like, an individual. Like, obviously he had a lot of help with it, but it was really, like,
third party.
Yeah, it was very smooth. It was very good. It was fun. A lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people, there's some people who didn't get invited. I didn't even get invited into the last 2 weeks. So I mean, I think it was a crazy experience though for the people who got to play in it, and it was cool to watch too. Originally.
Hey, you did watch, like, you did viewing parties for a couple of the sessions, right?
Because I didn't get invited originally.
Yeah.
But then I became designated go, and then he was like, "Oh my god, I gotta invite him."
Well, okay, so the 60 players, the 20 teams thing,
was
better, that good?
Way better in my opinion. So
I was talking to a couple pros though, and like after like week 4, it felt like the sentiment was dropping on it because people like Chap and them were not able to, be good at what they're good at, which is rotating mid-game, storm surge, all that stuff was kind of taken away. It felt like we were playing zone rules at a certain level, but all of a sudden the sentiment shifts right back when we play 100 players again.
It's good for, I feel like contesting too. It's like the POIs, especially because 50% chess spawn. 50% chess spawn with 60 players. I mean, it's not as bad as you get contested by 2 teams at a POI or whatever. 50% chess spawn, and you don't get anything out of your whole spot. I mean, it's like, I kind of like 60. A lot of people can disagree. I saw Bizzle say that it's the same thing on Twitter, because when Ninja apologized because he didn't know it was going to be 100 people, Bizzle responded with, I believe, like, oh, it's the same thing as 60, to be honest. So, I don't know.
Oh, in terms of lag, in terms of performance.
Oh, yeah, in terms of performance. That's what I was going to also. I don't really know how big of a performance difference it is with 60 from 100, especially because it's always going to be Storm Surge. But I feel like it helps a lot, though. The less amount of players, less lot of lag. But
I think what we missed with the 60 players is we skipped that entire phase where there's the third zone surge activated, and it's just like everybody's lagging around. I think we skipped that entirely.
Like the 70
with
people.
60 players, and we only get the end game lag. That's kind of how I felt. Although albeit I never watched streams during Ninja battles, unfortunately, so I didn't get the real full raw perspective. It was just kind of like what I saw on the spectator client, but. Shad, did you like it? Early game fights, better?
Here we go. You guys have been very, very good boys. But if it hurts me a bit, I'm thinking about like some of the bad things that happened for it, because I feel like all I've heard is good, and it's been really good. But the first big thing I have is like, other than having a good time for the community, I feel like there was a lot of wasted potential for there to be a actual consistent point to the actual tournament. Like having a winner, having consistency week to week. And I get it, Mixer shut down halfway. First of all, first tournament to be literally cross committed streamed between
we made it.
Mixer and Twitch, and y'all were a part of it, which is sick. Like, but I'm just like, what was the point?
What do you mean? Like what was the point of?
Like, what was the point of all of it? What was the point of Ninja Battles? Like, what were we trying to do there?
Obviously,
tournament.
yeah. I mean,
it's tournament. Like, we're getting money. Like, it's cool. Like,
I just feel like it could have been like, I don't know.
I mean, we have a problem here. Why is it more money than FNCS? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I don't want to speak too much on it, but like, there's a problem when a third-party thing is more money.
Well, okay. Well, first off, like, it was supported by Epic, right? So I'm pretty sure they funded it. That's my guess. And then also, like, it's not. Like, let's get the facts straight. It's definitely not more money than FNCS. It feels like it's more top heavy, which was interesting to me. It's definitely more than a DreamHack. It's definitely, I guess it is.
Besides winning, obviously FNCS. But like, I'm saying, like, I don't know. It's weeks also.
More people were watching than a normal third party tournament. More people were watching than a DreamHack.
How many weeks was there of Ninja Battles? Was it 6?
6.
And then how many weeks is there of FNCS? It's 3, right?
Now you're getting to where Shio's talking about.
3 FNCS weeks, 6 Ninja Battle weeks. How much is in one FNCS week first place?
You're asking
it's less than 100,000.
I'm saying for NAEs hypothetically, right?
Yeah, it's almost less than like 50,000, I think, for FNCS qualifier weeks, but that's irrelevant, right? Because you add the grand finals, and and then all of a sudden it's completely different, right? We're talking millions.
But I was saying it's more rewarding. I feel like for the weeks, because that's what Ninja Battles is. It's weeks. It's not like it's not the tournament of the best of the best. There's obviously players that don't play as much.
I think Shio's qualm with it though is that we don't have a grand finals. We don't have a culmination. There's no consistency week to week, so it doesn't.
Okay, let me restructure it. Let me restructure it. Ask the question.
Imagine Ninja, right? Had his own grand finals throughout the whole week. Top 5 teams or whatever through every Ninja Battles week goes to a grand final, and then first place gets ninja shoes for a week or whatever. everyone's gonna try their ass off. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's gonna do whatever they can to get in that grand finals.
What are you talking about?
I see what he's saying.
Like,
I'm seeing what he's saying, but this is also like part of my.
Imagine if he had a grand finals without content creators on it, and it was everyone just worked.
No, I like the content creators. Don't get me wrong, but let me restructure this, bro.
Go ahead,
this is what I'm saying. Take all those 6 weeks, right? All the money, all the time we've had, and put it like at a base like space. All right, here's the millions or however much money there was in total. What was it? $480,000, Ballatw?
480,000. Yep.
480,000. All right, my memory serves me correct. Was that 480K used in the best possible way, structure-wise, for this tournament, or could it have been much better? Because I feel like even though this was really good, if there was like a little bit more time put into it, we could have had like something, historic-wise that we could do again and
okay,
again.
What could have changed?
I don't know, like.
See, if you don't know, how are they supposed to know, Shio?
Man,
That's
but what
why
I'm saying is, I'm not
this
getting.
is the first thing, though. It starts with this. In the future, what if it's huge? You know what I'm saying? It's big now. Imagine in the future.
Yeah, because it was like a test thing. But I'm just wondering because like I like the fact that it was like laid back, like Ninja casted. You know what I mean? Like we had that weird ass Zexro interview. Ninja started swearing on stream while he was casting. Like it was a good vibe overall.
I thought about that during the Chipotle.
So funny,
I was
bro.
like, what if I pull a Zexro? No, we don't want to talk about that.
But yeah, I'm just wondering if it was like the best way it could have been organized. It was good though, but I just felt
think
like
it was the best of what it was made of.
I think you guys both have valid points. I kind of agree. Like I would love to see a series, especially one that's over 6 individual tournaments, like that had consistency, that had some sort of follow up where you have to follow week to week to understand it, so that it builds up and builds up and builds up to be like this massive thing, right?
Yeah.
It felt like we kind of watched a season unfold with no grand finale. That's
cool
what I
if they
feel
did
like we
one
just
where,
watched.
They did that because it's kind of
like
like the old skirmishes, right? Wasn't there like you played in them and then there was like a
Dude,
final?
It was, and I agree with that sentiment of having the content creators in. But my thing is, there was a certain point in the game where we all understood, okay, the content creators are now all dead, and we're watching like hyper Fortnite for the last 3 zones. Like people were there to sweat, and everyone understood that. You
can't always have winners. You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys feel like you could actually follow week to week? Because I see that there's an opportunity. Not necessarily player wise, but viewership wise. Like, did you know who won last week? Did you know who won the week before? Even though it was months apart in some cases.
I know, Calc won.
Calc won. Emad won. Slacks won. One of the recent ones.
Zayt one of them.
Zay won one of them.
Okay, almost. Bucky Kurokanato won another.
I said that one already. Okay, they won 2.
Okay. No, they did not win 2.
Oh, they didn't win 2? Okay. Ronaldo, you win 1?
I don't remember the last one.
Okay, in any case, you guys just proved to me that it actually is viable to do a tournament series over a long period of time and over multiple seasons. Because we had Ninja Battles over 3 seasons. Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. We had literally every single one. Yes. And to me, that the fact that you guys are able to do that without really following that closely, like I can clearly tell that you guys can watch every single one and shit like that. But like, Arkham is the last one. Arkham, Avery, and Skittles.
Oh yeah.
Oh nice.
That to me means that we could extend something like FNCS and really have it go into a crazy place. We could have a tournament over a long, long period of time, because like a CSGO qualifier, for example, for a major, that's over 5 to 6 months. We've never had that in Fortnite.
The only thing that we had for like 5 to 6 months was like a black hole event. No, a black hole event, and then no information for 2 months, basically. So it's kind of similar.
6 months.
It's kind of similar, you know what I'm saying?
I can feel that.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, does that get at what you were talking about, Shio? I feel like we're getting completely off track.
I'm saying that, like it could have higher stakes with that format done well, but still the vibes were sick. Agree with what Ron is saying, and then you kind of hit the nail on the dot on what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk. Shio, you probably introduce this concept or this topic a little better.
New topic. First time I'm introducing a topic, which is kind of sick. Competitive content in Fortnite. And I wanted to talk about this because I think we have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, because he is the undisputed GOAT content creator in terms of competitive of Fortnite with us, Ronaldo, right?
Thank you.
And I feel like Fortnite switched over to comp as its forefront of content. Even content creators like Fresh, right? Some of the biggest ones, Laserbeam too, play comp, and those videos they put out of those, they bang, bro, like hard. So like for you, Ron, in specific, right? Kind of the dual identity. You talked about it a bit before, with how seriously people take you. How do you balance that, like being a top player, being a content creator? When are you doing a viewing party? Like choosing what to stream? Like how does that work?
If you want me to be 100% honest with you, I will never be satisfied with doing a viewing party. If you want me to be real with you, I never really loved doing it. Obviously, it blew me up a lot, and I can't deny that. It helped me a lot. It helped me get my viewership on Twitch, and I'll never like take that for granted. But I always will like competing, even if the prize pool is nothing. To be honest with you, that's why I still want to do this. I feel like if I were to do viewing parties over the weeks, I would not like it whatsoever and be kind of forced, realistically. So I mean, I don't know. I really do like competing, and that's why I offer people who I played with. I wouldn't stream at all. I was debating on dropping streaming entirely until after FNCS, also to focus on competitive, because it's just what made me happy,
That's surprising. I don't know, because like I would expect, really. True.
No.
I haven't been like super dialed in, like because that's, I think I'm coming from like the common man's like route, right? Like every time I truly see Ron, it's always when he's like at some pop off moment, and usually that pop off moment is like I'm always
gonna be seen as a content creator probably for most people, and that's probably why I won't be with the best players, because I won't be taken seriously. And I mean it's respectable, what I'm saying. Like if I do content on the side, I would say the same thing to another person,
It's not surprising to me. Like I feel like as a player who's reached the top of the top, anybody, to be honest, who has that competitive drive, even for me, I'm too old now to keep up with y'all, but like it hurts. Shy, you say it all the time. You're like, oh, I wish I was playing. Like I wish you literally tell that to me all the time. So it doesn't.
It's fun. It's a fun experience playing against. It's like grand finals. I'll never ever take it for granted. Playing in a grand finals, it's like it's a adrenaline rush, if you will. Like playing against the best of the best players throughout all the weeks of the region. There's millions of people who play. You're now at the final thing. It's fun.
Follow up on that then, because you got my mind itching real quick. What happens when like you're done but you're still in Fortnite? Is there like a version of Ron that goes past streaming or playing grand finals?
Past streaming and playing grand finals? What do you want
What
me
do
to
you
do?
think? What do you think I'm alluding to? Bro, I'm talking
Donald
about like
Mustard or what?
No.
Like,
I'm saying like
I'm gonna go get a new job.
we've talked about it once or twice, but like being on broadcasts, like actually pursuing casting.
I don't know if they like me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love to, obviously. Like if hypothetically World Cup comes around, obviously not gonna be for a long time. This is a very long shot. It won't start with this, obviously, but who knows? I make a petition, get Ron to cast World Cup if I don't qual. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it'd be the funnest thing ever, or most fun, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the word. I don't even know.
So next DreamHack Anaheim, you're gonna throw it down on the casting desk with me and Shia. Basically, what you're saying.
If I were not to qual, I'd love to. It's an experience. You know what I'm saying?
I bet I'll hand you one of those crappy mics that I have laying around that we used back then, and we'll go at it.
I'm taking over as Ronald Mustard. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I don't want to give away my. I don't want to give away my strats, because then obviously they're gonna figure out ways to bypass me. You know what I keep it low key.
All right. We'll mute that part. We'll actually mute that part to make sure that it's really low key.
True.
But yeah.
True.
Moving on past that, like competitive content goes beyond just the game, right? I'm talking merch. I'm talking orgs. Recently, Mr. Savage had a nice merch drop. And the man looked like a male model. Like I didn't even know that was Savage first look.
Yeah, full screen this, Robbie.
It kind of pissed me off. He looks better than me,
This is just full screen it. You don't have to have the music. But
it hurts
in any
seeing
case,
someone better looking,
This is sick. Like this is a merch drop for a player that I think. Well, obviously all your Spotify viewers can't see this, but I'd highly recommend going over to his Twitter and checking out the Calamera. It's just so sick, and it's actually good.
So the reason I think it'll do extremely well, sorry for cutting you off, is because it's streetwear. It's not something, I could wear that and not feel, obviously people take offense to this, but get made fun of, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't get made fun of for this because it's streetwear. It looks cool. It's something I can, wear. I could wear and feel like, it's whatever. There you go. I just marketed that perfectly for him.
just to preface my previous comment, as like, you know, a clothes model. The man just looks good is all I'm saying. Like
Calm
lighting
down.
and shit. I'm a film major. I was paying more attention to the lighting actually on Savage than Savage itself. That's what I was talking about to preface what I was saying. All right.
All right, let's
We're
not
big
be on a watch list here.
All right, yeah, we're chilling.
Thank you, appreciate that. Is this the new norm for top level competitive Fortnite players? Are we just because Booga did his drop? I'll say it outright. It was not as good as this drop, clearly. But like, is this the new norm? Is this going to happen? Is Benji Fisher going to do this? Are we going to have Zayt apparel that is God merch or what?
So you're asking? Are you asking like if other pros are going to do merch, right?
Yeah. Are we to the level of Fortnite where pros can pull brands like this?
100%.
All pros?
No, don't lie to yourself. Your show. Come on now. There's obviously it's different. It's different for everyone. If you're trying to make merch, anyone can do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to get as many sales as you can, it's obviously the bigger the player, obviously the more sales you're gonna get. Like if Zayt, I see him typing in chat. He says, "Would you guys want merch?" If Zayt made merch about kicking people from elite, I would buy that and I would rock that. Do you understand me? It's like if any top player were to make merch, I think it will do good regardless because they have a community. You know, like if you have a community, it works out.
I find this hilarious because this is a complete tangent, but you remember back in the day when FMPL made merch and then the pro community was like, screw you guys, we're leaving.
I wasn't even in the community by then.
True.
That's hilarious.
Full
But
circle.
in any case,
yeah.
If I bought a shirt
think
with Zayt's face, I'd rock that everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a shirt that said it was Zayt's face right here, and it said, "This is my dictator," I'd rock that clean.
That's actually sick. That's actually sick. Easy.
You know the face.
Easy.
You know the face where he's like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it says, "This is my dictator." That'd be fine.
I prefer glizzy face, but that's just me. Past that, next topic. Once again, with the content stuff, how fun is this shit to watch anymore? The How I Won YouTube series. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just too much.
You think?
I don't think it is. This is a long one for me because originally, I don't know how in depth you want to get with this, but
Let's go. We got time.
I feel like it definitely helps people learn. It's kind of like VOD reviewing. You watch other people play, you learn from what other people do. Originally, when I first started this game, obviously, like World Cup, I played on like a 60 hertz monitor or whatever. But I watched, I think I watched every single person who made a World Cup video, how they qualified. Obviously, I didn't learn as much, and I wasn't the best after that. But I learned from a lot of the pros, and it helped. Even if it was like a quick video, you know what it's like you learn from other people. I feel like. So
I guess my point was that like there are so many now that it's hard to actually sort through. There's not any of the how I won, but I'm finding it a hard time to actually find the people who actually win tournaments now because it's just how I placed fourth, how I placed fifth, how I placed
legit.
Yeah.
I agree,
but it's also content. You know what I'm saying? You have to produce
but
content.
100%.
Like, you search it up. It's like walking into a clothes store and everything is just a white shirt, man. Like you search up, like if you just want to find a video how I placed, every thumbnail's the same. Some random red letter box, like, oh my god, Clix's face is there. Sometimes it's Rond, Dooms, and it's like you could not believe how we placed fourth, bro. Like everything. I just want to wear some nice clothes, and everything just looks like literally.
But it's good. It's always good to make content because that does what to your brand? It keeps it going. It keeps it alive. People will always pay attention to it if you see your name.
Is it your brand?
The question is it fun to watch though? That's the question.
To casuals, 100%. To competitive people, some obviously no. Obviously, you're not gonna have. I don't even know. Like,
say it.
I don't know. I'll just use Zayt as an example because he's here. You're not gonna have him probably watch someone's video and be like, "Oh, I learned a lot from that." You know what I'm saying? It's like it helps. It helps though. I feel like sometimes I'll just occasionally go through. It'll be on my recommended. I've watched like Dubs and Mega when they did duos. I just watched it. It was like one of their weeks how we placed this. It's good to look back and see, and in my head, like, what could I have done better?
It's part of my morning routine is just watching these videos, like especially the ones that are like actual. I do enjoy them actually. I don't watch that many anymore, but like not the same level as I was during World Cup, because that shit was just like lit at the time. It was like the inception of those. But
I saw one where it was
I
like,
still watch them.
this is how I placed like 2048 or something like that on my YouTube. I was like, oh, okay.
Everybody starts somewhere. Everybody
See,
starts
on
somewhere.
the topic of like World Cup.
Okay,
like,
buddy, you're about.
I'm kidding.
You're about to freaking put out a freaking how I
like
speed run the Cash Cup, like.
Yo.
All right, like.
No chill.
Cash Cups aren't my specialty. All right.
For Dub C, right, for World Cup, it was cool because we only really could expect 6 of those videos that were really high quality. Only a certain amount of people could qualify, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like here every day, and I get it. Ron's right. Like it's good to put your shirt in the shop, right? Get the content. I
Get
just
your name
wish
out there. It's good for work too.
I wish those shirts were just different looking and cool. Like I like the fact that Arab comes in with the inside the mind type beat, even if he quals, and at least has an intro. Like he talks and he's like, "This is what we did. Here's kind of a focus in the video." Right? I wish more pros I could at least hear like their voice outside of comms. Like, "Yo guys, what up? Here's the video. This is what I kind of like thought about while I was playing or whatnot." Doesn't have to be inside the mind, but like I just
honestly,
wish there was.
No,
players.
it's like I agree with you. It's I don't know if this is the right like comparison, but it's kind of like vlogs. Like you like seeing what other, like in the life of them. You like seeing what goes on in the person's life, and you want to see what goes on during the game. Yeah.
Just seeing your face doing viewing parties
bro.
and anything else is like literally helped so much. In my mind, that's why people attach more than anything else. If they watch an Arc Room video or a 40R Storm video, that's like how I won DreamHack. They don't understand. They don't. All they see is the name. There's no visual connection to them as a player. There's nothing else.
Technically, the skin. Like there's literally like a lot of brand with the skin. So other than that, though, I agree. Yeah.
I don't think it's ever gonna get stale though. I don't think that because that's the game, right? Like, yeah, maybe the game itself will get stale, but even then, competitive is always going to be different. There's always going to be crazy new things. Not new things, but it's like from a different angle, different perspective, like a crazier shot. Like that stuff is just always. That's why this game will continue to be, pushed and growing at a certain level, right? CS:GO is the same thing over and over. A tournament being won, like they do the same things, they run the same strats, but it's still exciting. That's where that content is going to stay, and I think it'll be better when we get back to LANs, and we get back to important tournaments, because that's kind of where I feel it's saturated.
Yo, I have like last comment. I have like 50% off my next Booga merch, because like the last one did not come in yet. Like I ordered one of the shirts because like it was kind of nice, but I just wanted to put that out there. So I'm gonna buy the next drop too.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. Wonderful. All right, let's talk about watching Fortnite. Ron, you obviously have kind of catapulted viewing parties to the top of the top over the last 2 seasons. And just in general, I want to get our feelings on the viewing experience and how viewing parties slot into that viewing experience overall. But do we feel, basically the start of the question is, do we feel that, I don't even know where I want to go with this. It's hard to frame.
I was about to say. It's kind of, I don't know what you're asking. Are you asking like where do we see this going forth? Like going forward?
Yeah, like how do we evolve viewing parties to something, in the future, right? Because obviously they've risen to prominence. It's the major
involved.
way to watch getting people involved.
What do you mean?
Let me start with that. That's a point. Something I started doing for my viewing parties, like when I did them. Obviously, I can't get everyone to do this. It's hard. But when I know a lot of people, whenever someone won a game, I would interview them. I would interview them on stream, and I try to make it funny. Right after they won a game, say like Ninja Battles, Edgy won a game, I interviewed him, asked him about how his nuts were doing because he got surgery on them. I mean, it's just something funny. You know what I'm saying? It is, Bala. See, you're giggling. You know what I'm saying? People be giggling in the chat. Keeps them involved. It keeps them entertained. They're like, what did he say about his balls? And then they understand. Then I ask the question, what was your mindset going in? And then he explains it. It's getting everyone involved, keeping people entertained at the same time. You gotta have, am I not supposed to say this? Okay, sorry. You gotta have people, you gotta have people entertained to keep them involved. You can't just be bland. You can't just be straight up. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down.
I don't know if I do.
See, Edgy can confirm. He's in the chat. He said my nuts are great, by the way. Topic. I brought it up.
Oh god.
I respect. or like not respect.
It's like if
I
Zay won a
understand.
game. If Zay won a game, say, I mean, I had never got to do this interview with him because during the time I was playing it actually. But if he wins a game, I'm gonna be like, how do you feel about Bizzle and his golfing skills? He'll be like, what? What do you mean golfing skills? And I'm sure he'd be like, he's terrible at golfing. And then there goes the question. It keeps people entertained. It's just something stupid, you know?
Yeah, I think we've been missing that actually over all online broadcasts entirely. I think like just in general in the scene, like outside since DreamHack Anaheim, we really haven't gotten any insight from players and talked to them outside of Twitter.
Exactly. It's a live interview, I would say. I play the NFL intro music, get them talking.
It's lit.
Yeah, I mean,
Just,
people like it.
Past like the getting people involved. I'm talking about like obviously viewing parties have been a thing for a while, like watching people like or like watching an event with people. Kind of big resurgence in Fortnite just because like it's one of the only games where you can actually watch something else compared to what the official things are watching, right? I know in CSGO and League you can watch different POVs, but in a team fight, everyone will be there watching the same thing, right? In the best moments of Fortnite, there can be someone on height, right? But something crazy can go on in mid-ground. And Ron, that could be on your stream, right? So you have that big thing.
So that brings to the point spectator system, I feel like, for you. Because obviously Fortnite has their own system, right? They can watch whoever, whenever. While viewing parties, you can watch it live from the people. You can hear their voice. You can see what's going on. And obviously sometimes they leave the game and you can't see what's going on, or the team, there's no one left, right? Then you have to watch the broadcast. With viewing parties, there's more of a live experience. You get to see what's going on instead of just commentating.
I'm just saying, like, as an evolution of everything, like, you guys are basically, like, what you guys do when you're viewing party, you guys are, like, observers, right? Like, exactly what you said. You're navigating something, spectating. And, like, to get to the next level, I'm talking about, like, viewing party maybe in 2020 or past it. Like, viewing party collabs. Like, we had, like, a Ron with someone else. I don't know who you prefer. I
CRR.
Wait, what are you saying? Sorry.
I know Ron and CRR have done a broadcast where I'm talking about like two different viewing party hosts, right? Coming together to...
I've done it with everyone. I've done it with EMAT. I've done it with CRR. I've done it with Paper.
True.
I've done it with everyone who I could have.
This is so interesting. It's like two different, like, Ron knows everything about what happens in the viewing parties, and Shio is always on the broadcast, so he never watches the viewing parties.
Yeah. I tune in every now and then. I say hi, like, in between breaks, but I actually didn't know that you actually hit it up. I know with CRR. I tuned in for some of the pre-games for that one, but...
I did it with EMAT
that was lit,
once.
by the
I don't
way.
remember
that,
what...
when you were doing it with CRR, there was never a time where I felt like I got more insight over things than anywhere else, like in a broadcast or, you know, whatever. You guys were just like actually hitting the cut, like the points that I strive to hit as a color caster.
Zay did it. Zay did it also. I don't know if you were there for that. Zay did it for while I was at the NRG house. Actually, it was me, him, and Bizzle. Funny enough, we did it once, and that was probably that and Chris, CR. Sorry, excuse me. And honestly, all of them. It's a fun experience. It's so much better than doing it by yourself. It's so much better because then it's the energy. You know, I would just randomly have a picture of Zay cutoff board. And as he's talking, I'll just put it to the camera and I pretend it's just fun. It keeps you involved. It keeps you entertained, so you're not bored.
Yeah. All right. We had this kind of point in our outline. We said basically the statement is that every scrim is basically the same level, a competitive level as the grand finals, right? We have elite scrims that has the best players. That's pretty much what we're going to expect in a grand finals. But the fact that we watch that every day. We have people viewing partying it. We have everybody trying to keep up with it as if, you know, that's what you have to watch on the day of competitive content. Does that lower? Is that an issue? Does that lower the quality of what you watch when it comes to grand finals, or?
Wait, so
what?
What's the main question you're asking? Sorry, I'm kind of confused.
Basically, we watch scrims every single day, and they have some level of they're basically the same level of a grand finals because they have the same amount of people, they have the same amount of good people, they have the elite tier of players, right, and viewers are watching those scrims with no context, in a sense, where they don't understand the difference between a stat game and a scrim versus a stat game and a grand finals. Is that bad? Shia, we were having an argument about this. Is that bad for the competitive scene?
I don't think it is. personally.
Think it is?
I mean,
Why?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I said.
You don't? I think that it actually kind of is.
I
Because
am
it
so hot
lowers
in my room.
it lowers, like, I don't know, sometimes the
Let me look at my
the
window.
spectacle
Keep going.
of grand finals. You know what I mean? He's got a headset on, but it's like you watch a scrim, you watch a scrim like every single day. I was just saying that with scrims, it's like we have them so much every single day. End game moments, people pop off on low. We see it happen. Illis clutching, right? We've seen Illis clutch. I'll take this example. So much. When it happens in the grand finals, is it going to be as epic?
Oh,
Is watching this stuff?
100%. It's what are you talking about, Shot? You know,
I'm saying that if we keep
what about
watching-
Zexro? You remember when Zexro did it? Remember?
Yeah, I
How
do.
legendary
but-
was that?
but
It's still
what's
a meme to this day.
But the difference, I understand, you know, Papa Bandage, historical. Back then, we weren't
Monumental, if
as
you will,
like,
yeah.
we weren't as tuned in with scrims and literally watching 8 hours of Fortnite a night, to where sometimes watching the grand finals could be a chore, just like scrims.
Grand finals is always going to be different than scrims, and there's always going to be a different. Would you tell me you're more excited to see scrims or grand finals?
Grand finals, but I'm just saying
Exactly.
He's
because
playing
we
devil's
have.
advocate.
I'm playing devil's advocate. Yeah, like I personally
I
agree with you
agree.
guys' points, but it's just like if you keep seeing scrims so much over and over, and they're broadcasted open to everyone, like the mysteriousness, right? The big moments sometimes I just feel like could be undershadowed. Yeah.
My
Even though there's no
point is,
stakes.
I think it's bad because we don't do a good job explaining the difference in stakes, right? There are no stakes
Okay.
in scrims. We're
Facts.
griefing off spawn, right?
100%. You'll have people
don't give a
just
crap about
randomly
surge.
WK.
Exactly. You get kicked from elite, whatever. Like
Yeah, I learned
the
that the
thing
hard
is
way.
that I don't think we explain that always to the viewers especially in like little clips that go out, right? Where you understand the differences between grand finals. So I get what you're saying. I don't think it's an issue,
I don't think they'll ever
but it
be.
is the only scene that does this, right? Counter-Strike, you never watch scrims. You can't. The teams are not going to broadcast it. They're not going to stream it. They're not
strats.
doing any of that.
Yeah, there's strats. Yeah.
Some teams
Yeah.
don't even stream scrims because they have strats. So I
True.
mean,
Exactly. Anyways,
moving
I don't know.
forward.
Let's move on. Let's
News
talk about
alert?
some breaking news. Yeah. We just found out that Clicks just re-signed with Twitch. I don't actually know like if I care too much about this, but in honest, it's weird to me, and
the
it's
whole chat is
awesome.
just spamming. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I had to say it
It's
because I know
awesome
you won't.
that Clicks and other players now have the opportunity to make big money signing deals
Mhm.
with streaming platforms. Like this is obviously
brings
gonna
in
be
the
big.
point-
Clicks is one of the biggest streamers on the platform, and you have to know that it's going to be big money.
I mean, it's common sense. He signed. It's obviously there's money involved, but it brings the point that what we said kind of before. I mean, I don't even know if you want to bring any attention to this. Content. It helps. It keeps your brand going. I mean, look, he's signed to Twitch now. He did content with competitive. He combined the two, and now it's his whole career. After Fortnite, hypothetically, I don't think it ever will. I mean, obviously it will eventually, but realistically, it's not going to die anytime soon. When it does, he's always going to have streaming. He's always going to be able to do this. You know, yeah. You get what I'm saying.
It's basically what Ron said. I feel like if you're watching this and you're a competitive player, especially if you're top 5, top 10, this has to be a wake-up call, bro. Like, this has to be a wake-up call. Like, you got to be pushing.
It's kind of what
literally-
Benji tweeted. He tweeted it before. He's like, you should always be doing. I think he tweeted it when the prize pool was announced. I don't know if you could find the tweet. He was like, he said, now's the perfect time for you guys to start doing content. This is a wake up call to start doing content.
Because the prize pool being lowered. Yeah.
We're talking about the formula, right? The formula for this is literally you need the skill. That is the hardest part, and then just your personality. That's it. It doesn't have to be a good personality. It just needs to be a personality. Everyone has that. It's a skill they don't have. And there's players who are partnered on Twitch who just don't stream. It doesn't confuse me because I know the reasons why, but it's like, just look, bro. This dude signed to Twitch, and he's playing the same scrims you are. Like,
I'm just.
I think looking at the bigger picture here, to me, I think Fortnite might be the only esport outside of maybe League of Legends, and even then the pros don't focus on content that much because they obviously have a good career with just their sport entirely. But Clicks does too, right? This is
no,
like
it's
one of the
different.
No. I know it's different.
Yeah.
That's my point. Okay, but I'm saying that Fortnite seems to be the only one where pros can become so big that this is a viable like path while literally playing pro. You know, you don't see other games where, yeah, sure, Faker every once in a while when he was streaming back then, he would get 20K viewers, but Clix is consistently getting 50K viewers. Same with Benji. Like, that's not happening in other esports.
I'm climbing that ladder.
You are. There's nobody else doing what you're doing and getting 20K viewers like in other esports, except with the exception of like Gauls in CS:GO, the Brazilian guy who watches every single MIBR match. You know, so this is a huge win overall for the Fortnite scene to me.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just respond. Yeah, no, but I agree. It's definitely big. It's something that like I don't know how much back and forth we can go with this, but like it's something everyone should focus on.
Okay.
In my opinion, because it keeps your brand alive, keeps your career going.
Makes sense. Okay, we're 2 days away from FNCS starting, and
yeah,
where's the hype? Where's the hype? Where's the emotion?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. There's no hype. Let me be honest. Let me break it down to you. It's just not as exciting as it used to be. I don't know. In my honest opinion, it's not as exciting. It might be because I'm not competing. I don't even know if I will. I hope I am. I hope I find people, but it's not as exciting. I feel like for viewers either. I feel like they're losing the attention of it a lot because they're not really working with us. I don't know. That's just in my opinion. I feel like the more they work with us, the more of an excitement it would be.
In what way are they not working with you guys?
So there's a lot.
What way would you?
And I don't know how accurate I am because one, I don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes, but you know, just knowing what's going on, what's happening. Why aren't we talking about certain things like Iron Man, right? They added all these things. They added mythics. Why is Iron Man, Wolverine, and all those things not in the game, but Doom's Ball is? A simple answer would just make it more clear. A simple feedback, something to do. They said that they were going to do, I don't know what it was, the FNTASIA, whatever. I don't know what that is, but
all of this is like, these gameplay things is why there's not hype for the FNCS.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see the correlation. In my opinion.
In your opinion, okay. But in the general opinion, what do you think it is? Like, why is there no hype?
It's not a grand final. I mean, it's just weeks. It's just normal weeks. It's not. So compared to like, it's just. I feel like prize pool does have an influence also. Because like what casuals will see also is they'll see a big prize pool and they'll be like, okay, this is dope, this is exciting. It's like the old trios, you know, you see trios winning $20,000 each. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna like, you know, it's exciting.
I think that it's a factor of multiple things. What you're saying, Ron, no communication on certain things, definitely.
Just one.
You know, it basically we've taken a lot of hits, I guess, where we're not being talked to. Although, to be honest, that's a thing that's been happening over the last couple of seasons. Prize pool gets reduced.
They decided to be edgy. Yeah.
Prize pool gets reduced. We get another kick in the face. At least the community thinks that, right? And so it's just negative after negative after negative. 50% chest spawns, negative, all this other stuff, whatever. And there's never any of those glimmers. There's like, oh wow, this is really cool. Oh wow, okay, cool. Here we go. FNCS. There's none of that. So it's like a culmination of a bunch of things. What could we do to change it, Shia?
Man, I don't know what an individual could do, but I just feel like the things that could be done is like just a ramp up, some hype on, you know, official platforms for Fortnite.
I'm telling you.
Hype teasers, videos, like the simple stuff.
I'm telling you, if they had any sort of communication, in my opinion, I would be so much more happier. I'd be excited, even if it was simple. If it was simple, just feedback.
Actually, I'm with you on that because you think about it, Ron. Every single tweet they've put out that's been just a communicative blog post has blown the fuck up. Blown up more than anything else that's ever tweeted.
But it's as simple as if they just said something, all the competitive players, the people who compete the most, will be happy. And we always have been. You saw, like you just said, you saw when they described, there was a couple things. When they said they were announcing World Cup and they did that whole Twitter thread or whatever, where they explained, you could see the comments, everyone was so happy. It's just simple feedback.
Even if they're not happy, right? Like I'll take the example we just talked about, the prize pool tweet. Prize pool tweet got tweeted out. Yes, there were discussions, but they were all around FNCS. And I mean, everyone was once again honed in on the FNCS is coming up, right? And now we're thinking about what's going on. Yeah, so yeah.
It's a wake up call. Like, hey, this is happening. So get ready. It's good. That does bring hype when you announce an FNCS. It's always going to be. It's when you have no tournaments for a certain amount of time. Tournaments start coming up. It's going to bring up a certain amount of excitement for players.
Mhm.
You know, like what's happening. Let's get this going. Let's get scrims going. Let's get this.
Wait, they
let's get our
just
team.
tweeted, bro. There's
No,
no
they
way.
didn't.
Looking.
Imagine they just tweeted patch notes.
PSA for FNCS competitors. Queue time windows for FNCS matches have been shortened by 5 minutes each. The first game of each region will start 10 minutes after the tournament window opens. Huh.
I can't wait for players not to see that because of patch notes.
What does that
people
even
don't
mean?
have Twitter. So you know
So
how there's
what
15-minute
that-
intervals? It's changed, I think.
To 10. So like you know how
After a game.
Okay, for customs. Okay.
for the
There's
custom
gonna, be,
stages.
there's gonna be so many people who don't queue. I guarantee you right now. Just because they don't know.
I agree. I've seen it happen on Middle East. They swapped around their rules a little bit. Here's we put it on the screen if you guys are watching
They're
video wise.
Be careful what you say.
But in Middle East, these guys were third party organizing a tournament, messed it up, so that it was gonna start in 10 minutes. It started at 7, 3 less, and they announced it the night before, and like 5 different teams missed queue because they didn't ready up in time. They were there, they were aware of things, but yeah.
I think Fortnite's watching us. We gotta be careful. They knew when to tweet this.
Well, no, okay. This doesn't get to any. This is just like clarifying a little rule change. So going back to the other discussion, because I don't think that we truly care about that tweet. To be honest, I don't know why we should have read it first and been like, we should have read it first and then been like, oh wait, this is completely useless. Everybody's like spamming Fortnite tweet. Like, dang, okay. Okay. My question, back to the hype, back to the emotions for FNCS is this lull because of trios?
Is this what?
Is this like downswing in, hype around this? Is it because of trios?
I don't think it has anything to do. I think it's just timing also. I don't know. I feel like
maybe it's because we had a full season basically of trios already where we knew that was coming.
There's a lot of variables with it. It's opinionated too. It could be because it's trios for some people. It could be because it's not as interesting for people. It could be because the weeks have been shortened, prize pool, there's a lot. Meta, yeah.
I feel like it's also a lack of downtime, maybe. Like we're literally just thinking about the next event over and over again, no matter what the event is. The most I've talked about or thought about FNCS was actually during the break in between, and the fact that we just had warm up to look forward to. Like the fact that we have like an entire DreamHack going on in this week, and then the FNCS starts, and people are playing both.
Isn't there a DreamHack right before
It's tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Literally DreamHack tomorrow. Yeah, and then FNCS starts the next day. So it's like, and they're kind of like in terms of stakes, like the same people are playing them, right? It's not like you're watching Academy Fortnite and now you're watching main Fortnite. It's main Fortnite back to back, although a different mode. So,
right. It's what? It's East DreamHack tomorrow, right?
West
DreamHack.
Okay, so it's West DreamHack. When is East?
Next week.
On what day? It's like immediate,
Monday,
right?
Thursday.
Monday
DreamHack is
and
Monday,
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, so
So you have
back to back.
so it's back to. It's a good thing. A lot of people like this when there's back-to-back tournaments, some consistently going. But at what point does it reach like it's kind of like overlapping practice? It's overlapping, a couple of factors. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit in a weird spot.
It is in a weird spot
where there's just constant
West,
events.
EU, Cash Cups.
We talked about that a lot
scrims.
last week too. It's funny.
I think it would be a better idea is after I think like DreamHack, they should do it a lot more like weekly after the breaks of FNCS. When there's that huge break, because that's when they just stop. They don't even do anything. They should put DreamHack.
It feels like the events get constrained into like one small time period, and they just like force a bunch out, and then they
and it's
go
the fact
on.
that it's solos too.
Season ends and stuff. Yeah, solos.
Like, why not do duos, trios, or something fun? It's simple. It's what people want. No one really wants solos at the moment. It's always going to be here, but no one really wants it right now.
We're 100% burnt out on solos, but in any case,
Yo.
let's go.
My whole flow.
Just yoink that. No credit. Okay, it's fine. Beehive, we appreciate you watching, bro. Let's get some high quality content rolling. This is good. This is a good start. We can partner.
He's a character.
All right, let's move on to because we're starting to run out of time. what is the goal for this weekend for these trios? Is it mostly going to be grief your spot this week, or we trying to qualify as best as possible? What is the ultimate goal this week?
Obviously, any top player probably know, get it done and over with. I mean, if you're a top pro, you're always going to qualify, but like some of the pros just want to get it over with. First week, you get it out. You don't have to worry. You just play your games how you want to play. It's a 12-game format, which is different. It's very different. You know, it's going to be different for a lot of people how they play. We don't even know how it's going to be. Hypothetically, the second day, it's going to be griefing. It's going to be W King. I know, I'm so serious. It might not even be like there's going to be 2 games left. Say there's a team that's like 5 points squalling last game. There's 12 games. There's going to be someone who's in last place who just says, I don't care. I'm landing on this player.
I think last week we went at that topic a lot.
Yeah, it's for me. It's also just like it is. I feel like because of that festive grief, we might see like teams we don't expect to qual, like as consistent as like a 2-day format is for the best teams to make it. Because of the 2-day format, some won't, and we'll see names we've never seen before, which is kind of a good thing, right? But at the same time, the way it's coming through, you know, the journey for that end result might not be the best.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a new experience. 12 games. The only time we had that was solo invitational, and we had a couple people who love to grief.
Katowice too, yeah. I actually
I don't want to say who, but a good friend of mine.
Ballatw, where are we on this outline? What's the next topic?
We're moving on to Cloud9 signing chat because we didn't get to talk about it. It happened the day of FNTASIA last week, and it was after the episode. So in any case, I think everybody saw this coming. Anyways, Chat now the final member of the Cloud9 roster, and they complete something that I was saying last week that it didn't feel like anybody had links. We had that argument a little bit. Now it feels like they have Chap and Vivid. There's some sort of link there. Avery and Nosh too. So like, I'm happy with this roster. I'm very happy.
This is the most creative way to make a roster too. This was player made, was said by Chap, right? Like he had a say in a few things. From what I saw in the video. Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
True.
Maybe pulling this out of his ass, but okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, like, because like getting Vivid on it, right? Like Vivid and Chap, the boys there, all the other boys too. I mean, just we talked about it a bit last time with like orgs that are coming in through with Fortnite, having a bunch of people different. We talked about Ron, wanting DreamHack to be duos and whatnot. Like, it's just cool to see that it's a bit diverse in terms of who's a part of it. And that C9 will just be there on like multiple different fronts, multiple teams that should qualify for grands.
Right. They came back. They wanted to make a roster and come back into the scene.
There's a couple that still haven't come back, and we talked a lot about hey, look at Chad.
Oh, what the hell? It's me. Nice.
That's really cool. This feels like one of the few major teams to really make any moves before FNCS, which
I think
kind of surprising to me.
I think we're going to see a lot.
TNA.
I think we're going to see a lot when World Cup gets announced. If this
100%.
If this gets fixed, like the Corona, I think there's going to 100% be orgs that are going to be picking up. Obviously, it's normal. I mean, it happened last World Cup. You saw many people. I don't even know if you want to talk about this topic, but how many orgs were picking up players? So
it was massive. Cloud9 only picked up one. By the way, last week I said that they didn't have anybody at World Cup besides the Brazilian guys, but they did have what was it, Snow, I think, from the West region. And that didn't last long at all, and then Cloud9 was gone again, just dipped out. So this is different. This is a full-on roster. This is really cool. In any case, it still is surprising to me that we don't have any other major orgs investing right before a big FNCS, especially a trios FNCS, which we might talk about, don't have hype, but we've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to call out Cloud9 based off of like I've been watching a shit ton of League. If like literally FNCS will start right in terms of where the grand finals is when most other esports are kind of done with their major, worlds tournaments, finals tournaments and whatnot. I want to see C9 having this roster actually push some content out of like their team. I don't want this to be just another signing, bro. Just like, there's something topical coming over. These guys are big players with streams. Like, let's actually get the org involved in a sense, right? from their personality.
Cloud9 versus NRG. Like let's get
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
let's get
NRG
some of
is
that
It's a
on.
started.
whole
I feel like
other bracket. Don't even compare us. Don't even compare us.
no, right now they
Like,
can't. No one. I don't think
don't even
anyone
compare.
can.
Do they have me?
Maybe
think so. End of
BBG.
discussion.
Maybe BBG with like some announcement type videos, but with the content, like who edits faster. You guys are like making builds all the way to the top, like Benji versus Zate stuff. The videos like was it Grady Reigns? Is that his name?
Yes.
He's
a legend, bro.
GOAT. He's a designated
He's
GOAT.
designated GOAT.
He's
Like
designated goat.
NRG are just doing it right, and this is when grand finals aren't even coming around. So I just feel like these I've said this word a lot, but like you guys need to wake up, bro. Like orgs, just wake up and do something with the grand finals because that's when it's easiest. Yeah,
That's when the topic comes in content. Also, orgs want to see YouTube videos. They want to see streams. They don't. I feel like orgs, they obviously do care about competition, but they want to see personality. That helps them the most. Branding. It's like
but the orgs gotta have a personality too. Like some
100%.
orgs play the bad guy. I think NRG.
and that's whoa.
I was about to say I think NRG's wholesome with what they do.
Oh, okay.
Like that was my tagline with them. You feel me? You coming out there?
But that's what the topic is. Like the org won't be as big, and you can't really claim yourself. Actually, no, that's bad. I was gonna say you can't claim yourself as tier 1, but that's different because you have to be in multiple games. But I was gonna say for Fortnite or whatever, you can't have a name for your org if you don't have a roster that wants to cooperate. I feel like with the org and make videos and do things.
I'll say what you're trying to say, bro. You're not an org. You're just not an org. I don't see you as an org. I see you as sugar daddies. Like you're literally just paying players to play, bro. Like there's no content outside of it.
Yeah.
Like
there's
you're
orgs.
glorified clans. Like you're literally LFG like signers, bro. Like
right. They just sign
I
them
think
just
it's
to sign them.
difficult
Have a
though.
name.
Like I think it's difficult for orgs to get value out of players like that
100%.
because don't forget, like we have a
It
young
100%
team.
is.
Like Ronaldo might be one of the few people who's going to go out there and go out of their way to make good content with their org. Right?
I was very ignorant at first. I can't even lie to you because I was like, "Well, I don't want to do this." Like at the time, I was like, "I just want to focus 100% on."
We had the
competing.
whole RBK party thing. Like you remember that? Like, that was
true.
That was a shit show on like both sides and ending in
that was
basically
poor communication.
like people. Yeah, 100%.
Very
but I
poor.
think the idea I'm trying to get at is it's actually hard to get something out of your players from a young community, right? No matter what you sign on contracts, like it's
Right.
difficult.
It's
Shouldn't it
different
be
for
easier?
everyone by the end of the day. There's some people who
Shouldn't it be
don't.
easier? No.
They're younger, like the boys stand.
But
Like,
there's orgs that are always going to stand out. Like, I'm not even just saying this just to say this, but NRG, obviously the tier 1s, even like BBG, like crazy team. They want to produce content. They have the players with personality and who are competing and at the top. It's just there's so many orgs that also can come up with the fact that FNCS is coming up and other tournaments are coming up. And like now's the time, especially what we talked about earlier, to start doing more content for the players.
I just wanted I wanted it to be more than like 3 or 4 letters on a leaderboard. That's about it. Like it's an organization, not a clan tag.
Yes.
So
Yes. Cool. Last topic today. I've been seeing a lot of people ask and a lot of people want predictions on what we think the next FNCS is going to be.
Most likely.
And
Squads.
You think so?
Yeah. Or
I think that makes sense.
Marvel, whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, we're
20
just gonna
versus
go
20.
straight into Marvel knockout, like
Marvel knockout FNCS. It's gonna be squads, and I can already predict what's gonna happen. Let me break it down to you. Let me foreshadow. Did I cut you off by that? I don't know if you wanted to add more.
No, go for it. You're leading the charge here.
Okay, let me break it down to you. It's either gonna be duos or squads. I agree with what people are saying. I think it's gonna be squads, and I can already tell it's gonna be an IGL and just a pack of controller players. I'm serious. It's I can predict right now. Doesn't matter how good you can be. The controller players will be at the top.
I thought we were switching our perception of controller players recently and saying that they aren't as good as they used to be, and maybe they're a little underpowered now.
is that still
I'll
High
never
Sky
be
season
satisfied.
then?
Oh my God! Wait a minute. Don't even hold up. Let me rephrase what I was gonna say. It's High Sky season. That's number one. First of all, True FNCS High Sky squads. Let me say this. Imagine going to bed. Close your eyes. Imagine going to bed the night before FNCS, realizing that High Sky's on your team. I just could not be more blessed. And whoever's on High Sky's team, whoever's on a controller's team, it's game over. That's where my viewpoint is.
Yeah, so Twexy, we're chilling. Okay, I honestly, we'll go around the table here. I think it's going to be, hopefully, they go trios again. I hope that they just stick with it. I
You
think
think
that
they're
they
gonna go
might
to
too.
trios again?
I think they might. I think they might.
Do you know
I think there's a
something we
lot of
don't?
reasons why.
I'm just trolling you. Don't even. I'm just Jimmy in your jam. Don't even
I know
troll.
you're trolling, but I'm just like, it's not even like it's
Oh,
just a
too
weird
so-
person to ask that to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird person to ask that to.
Ah, shit. I think that
I'm
it
sorry.
might be.
But
hold on.
what if it's solos again, and then after that it's solos again? You know, we had that happen. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't give a shit and just said, you know, let's just run solos again.
I'll change my answer. It's gonna go solos again for sure.
There's gonna go
Good idea.
solos. I feel like it'll be duos as an FNCS.
Duos would be fun.
I just feel like they'll throw a wrench in it because December's like that time where stuff like that happens. Like we went from trios randomly to squads, and then we went back to the mode where like more
Winter
people.
Royale is coming.
For all we know,
Yeah.
20 versus 20 versus 20 versus 20 versus 20 versus 20.
All right, who's on it? You know what's the funniest part is? It could be 20 versus 20, and Ron still wouldn't have a squad.
What the fuck? And that's why you're an analyst for the broadcast, and you're not.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna wrap that up.
all
We're gonna
right,
wrap it up, guys. Thank you so
Sorry.
much for being with us.
Sorry.
Thank you so much, Ron, for having a
What
blast
the
with
fuck
us
was
today.
that, man?
It was an interesting time. Let's just say that, bro. What are you gonna be doing this week? Finding a trio, hopefully.
Honestly, I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Maybe I'll take Shio on my team. I would never. See how that? Yeah, I run the stage. All right. I run my trio. I'm the designated go on my trio. Maybe this is the trio. Ninja. I'll see if I can pick him up.
There we go.
You know.
Hey, you got 6th place in squads, so you won squads. Hey, it's gonna be an easy win. In any case, guys, thank you so much for listening today. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at FNTASIA Podcast. And then we are everywhere now: Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, all of that. If you didn't watch us live, thank you to everybody who did watch live. You made the experience really good.
Yeah, I'm down bad, so let's wrap this up. Let's thank you guys for tuning in. Ron, love you, bro, and hope you guys
appreciate
enjoyed.
you guys.
We'll see you on the
All right,
next
guys.
one. Until then, knowledge is power. I'm working on a closing tagline. Have a great day.